where today I will be reviewing this 2020 Jeep Wrangler Sahara. Starting off with the front of this Jeep, you have an aggressive front bumper that's built for off-roading. In the front bumper you have two solid tow hooks so that if someone else gets stuck in the mud, you have the ability to pull them out in your Jeep. You also have the iconic 7-slot Jeep grille to let everyone around you know that this is a Jeep. Moving on to the hood of this Jeep, you have these two black nubs here. Those are for when you fold the windshield down, it rests on those black nubs, and the holes are for a strap to go through to tie the windshield down so that it doesn't crack when it bounces around as you drive. Moving on to the side of this Jeep, you have your trail rated badge. Each Jeep with a trail rated badge means that it's completed a series of tests, including water fjording, maneuverability, articulation, and ground clearance. If it passes all of these tests, then it gets the trail rated badge, which means you know it's ready to go off-road. One last thing about the exterior that I want to mention is all the little Easter eggs that Jeep has put on the outside of this Wrangler. These include a little Jeep on the outside of the rim on each wheel, little flip-flops imprinted into the outside of the windshield wiper bezel, and finally an old school army Jeep climbing the outside of the windshield. Moving on to the interior of this Wrangler, you have beautiful, comfortable leather seats with heating for when it gets cold. You have a leather-wrapped steering wheel, also with heating. You have a 7-inch digital customizable gauge cluster where you can display your speedometer, your tire pressure information, your radio, all things like that, right in the gauge cluster so that you don't need to take your eyes off the road. And all that can be controlled right here from the steering wheel. You also have an 8.4-inch screen right in the middle here with your media, your climate controls, your heated seats, heated steering wheel, mirror dimmer, backup camera controls, your apps page where you can find absolutely everything, and your navigation where you can program a home or a work destination, or you can just view the map and do it like you would in any other navigation system. If you don't want to go through the screen to find your heated seats and steering wheel controls, you can also find them as physical buttons right here in the center stack. Also in that center stack, you can find all of your air conditioning controls. Also in the center stack, you have your window controls. The reason the Jeep puts them in the middle and not on the doors like every other manufacturer is because in the Wrangler, you can take the doors off, and they didn't want all that wiring getting in the way. Down here, you have your automatic shifter, or beside it, you have your off-road controls. That lets you put the car between 4-wheel drive and 2-wheel drive easily. Another cool thing about the Wrangler is the cup holders, where Jeep has given you a little slot where you can put your key. Moving on to the back seat of the Wrangler, it's very spacious. I fit perfectly. You also have some pull-down cup holders with an armrest for the back seat passengers, as well as the window controls still in the middle because the doors come off. Moving on to the trunk of the Wrangler, there are a couple things that I want you to notice. First are these tow hooks on the ground. Those are there so that if you have something sliding around in the back, you can easily tie it down and make sure it doesn't go anywhere. You also have a massive subwoofer here. That's part of the Alpine audio system. It sounds great. The other thing you'll see is that when you open up this floor, you have an extra storage space. Now that locks when you have the roof off, so that if you have any valuables, you can put it in there and no one can get it. You also have labeled bolt holes on both sides here for the roof, the windshield, and the door hinges, where you can put the bolts when you take the roof and the doors off so that you know where the bolts came from. The last thing I want you to notice is the roll cage. This roll cage goes throughout the trunk, the back seats, the middle, and the front of the car, so that if you roll the car over while the roof is off, you're still protected. The last thing I want to show you is the freedom panels. See, the roof of the Jeep is actually 3 pieces. You have the back and 2 front pieces. These front pieces come off very easily. There are no bolts required. There are 4 little latches on the front inside, and what you do is you just pop those off and the roof comes right off, and now you've got yourself a convertible. Overall, I think the Jeep Wrangler is an amazing vehicle, fun for the whole family or friends. You can take the doors and the roof off, which make it an experience like no other, and it's capable on and off the road. This one is available at Downsview Chrysler if you want to come in and see for yourself.